All right, today we have the Raven Special Lager, which comes into us from Baltimore, Maryland. BW Beer Works is the name of the brewery here. And their claim to fame is they brew all their beers with Edgar Allan Poe references. This is their flagship. It's the Raven Special Lager, as I mentioned. It's a Vienna lager. We've been doing a couple of these lately, these Vienna lagers. I just did Sam Adams' Boston Lager, their flagship. Of course, Elliot Ness is, in my opinion, far and away the best of the style. Comes into us at 5.25% alcohol by volume. 77 rated on Beer Advocate, which is okay. 25 on Rate Beer, which is not okay. But Rate Beer doesn't seem to like the style of Vienna Lager, so take that into consideration. They recommend, this is kind of really strange. The brewery is saying, we recommend a shot of Woodford Reserve chased with chilled Raven. It's a perfect combo. I've never heard of a brewery that has ever said, yeah, chase our beer down with whiskey, or drink some whiskey and then chase it down with the beer. I mean, it just seems a little bit counterproductive to what you're trying to sell. I don't know if it's just me or not. Picture of Edgar Allan Poe right here, of course, was from Baltimore. This says 5.3%. I guess they rounded up. And also it says 1845 to 1998. Now I know Edgar Allan Poe didn't live to be 153 years old. I don't get the 1845 to 1998 thing here. Unless I got a really old bottle from 16 years ago, 17 years ago, I don't know. Again, hard to find the born on date. In the back here it says, open here I flung the shutter when with many a flirt and flutter in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore, perched upon the bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. Perched and sat and nothing more, quoth the raven, nevermore. That poem, although it should always remind me of Edgar Allan Poe, reminds me of The Simpsons, because one of the early Treehouse of Horror episodes, Bart was a raven haunting Homer. And I'll always remember that poem for that. So sorry to the legacy of Edgar Allan Poe. He's probably rolling in his grave, knowing that I think of that when I hear that poem. Pour it into a shaker glass, and what we're seeing here is very little head, almost very very light film. I'm going to say maybe a fourth, quarter of a finger, if that. There's really no head on this beer, and that's kind of a surprise. With a Vienna lager, usually you want a little more head than what you're getting here. Color is okay, amber looking. Let's get the aroma of the Raven Special Lager. I like the aroma. Malt, definitely getting the hop and the hoppy malt characteristics that is not characteristic of an adjunct, which is good. I'm not getting any cheap kind of corny kind of sensations to this beer, which is a good sign. It smells very Germanic. So let's get the taste now. I know it's Austrian. It almost tastes like a Sam Adams Light. Now I know the ABV is higher than Sam Adams Boston Lager, but I'm not really getting a fullness of the malt characteristics in the taste. It's tasting a little light with a bit of a harsh aftertaste. Not so harsh that it would really cause a problem, but harsh nonetheless. It's a little bit tough to tough to ascertain. Let me try a second. Am I up to the second sip or the third sip? I haven't even. A very, very subtle flowery sensation, almost saison-y in a saison-y. I don't even know if that's a word. In the aftertaste, very, very subtle though. Overall, it's decent. It's not the greatest tasting Vienna lager. It's probably not even on the upper tier, maybe in the middle tier, maybe a little bit below the middle rung as far as Vienna lagers go. But decent. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down at all. I just wouldn't go out of my way to look for the Raven Special Lager. I'm going to go ahead and give the Raven a 6 out of 10. Not going to say never more to the Raven. It's a possibility that I'll drink it in the future and probably just be as unimpressed as I am now. The thing that I'm most disappointed is the lack of head on this beer. There's nothing, almost nothing, which is not good. And the taste probably should have been a little more full. Not quite getting the fullness of the taste, and a little bit of a harsh aftertaste. But other than that, pretty decent beer. Thanks.